Hello YouTube, this is DVD Review Studios here, and today I shall be doing a brief unboxing video looking at a couple of Blu-ray sets I've wanted to add to the collection for a little while. The first of which being Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is a show that I've wanted to watch for a number of years, not necessarily a show I've gone out of my way to check out as such, but it's something that a friend of mine recently sent me a couple of clips of. And I was very intrigued by the plot, and the animation style is absolutely stunning. Likewise, the ratings online for this show are incredibly high on websites such as IMDb, where it seems to be unanimously praised. And in a similar vein to some of the 90s Nickelodeon shows, this being one from the mid-2000s, but similar to the likes of the Ren and Stimpy show, Invader Zim, Rocko's Modern Life, it seems to be a show that was intended originally for a younger demographic, but has since taken off and kind of gained a cult following with young adults. So that was another aspect of the show that kind of intrigued me, and the storytelling in this sounds incredible. So regardless, I'm hooked. I'm definitely looking forward to checking out the full series as it stands. And I may be jumping the gun slightly, but I decided to pick up the complete series of the sequel show to Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Legend of Korra, which is something that I don't really know too much about. I've heard some very good things about the show, but I've also heard some very poor to mixed to pretty controversial opinions on the series as well. But I will make my own mind upon it when I do get round to watching the show. The rating online still seems to be really just as high as Avatar, not as high obviously, but for a sequel show, it seems to be just as good for what it's worth, so I'm intrigued to check it out regardless. But anyhow, let us get back to Avatar: The Last Airbender and unbox the Blu-ray set. And here is Avatar: The Last Airbender, or The Legend of Aang as it's referred to here in the UK, out of the shrink wrap, of which I've already taken off the slipcover, just because it wasn't really in the best condition, but all the information that's on here is already printed on the sleeve regardless. But here's a brief look anyway. It's a 9-disc Blu-ray set. It looks to be the first time this show is actually being released onto Blu-ray, which is a nice touch. And we have a list there of bonus features included on the Blu-ray, rated a PG here in the UK for mild fantasy violence, threat, and language. And your total runtime is looking at a whopping 1,441 minutes, so definitely a lengthy Blu-ray set at that. And here is the box set itself, same information as what we saw on the slipcover. And then opening this up, we have a set of art cards. I believe originally this was Amazon exclusive, that's where you could get these from. And then we have the discs themselves contained on this, which makes things a little bit easier. Glad there's no swing tray inside of the actual Blu-ray case, that would most definitely snap. But yeah, otherwise, looks to be in pretty good order. The discs are sadly very plain. Nothing really on there in terms of artwork, unfortunately, but we have all 3 seasons, or books as they're referred to as, and each season is 3 discs each. And here's a closer look at the art cards included with this Blu-ray set, of which I believe these represent each individual season, of which there are 3 of. So 3 corresponding art cards. I love the look of this one, that looks fantastic. And they do have some back print on there as well. And so there you have it. Let us move on to The Legend of Korra. And here is the complete series box set for The Legend of Korra, of which this is an 8-disc Blu-ray set. It contains all 4 seasons, all 52 episodes of the show. And this is really a complete blind buy for me. I really don't know too much about this show beyond just really the bare bones kind of basics, similar to that of Last Airbender, this being a sequel to that series that came out in 2012 and wrapped up very quickly in 2014. And overall, looks to be a decent enough show. From what I've seen online, it doesn't seem to be as good as Last Airbender, which is understandable for a sequel kind of series, but still seems to be just as good in terms of quality, and I am very intrigued to check out this show. So this is the Amazon exclusive variation that includes the art cards. There's the side of the Blu-ray set, and here's the back of the box set with the front covers of each individual season represented there. So we have season 1 through to 4, or book as it's worded as. So book 1, Air, number 2, Spirits, number 3, Change, and number 4, Balance. The box set is rated a PG for moderate fantasy violence, threat, and mild bad language. And your total runtime is a whopping 1,213 minutes, so a lot of content to get through. But let's open this up and check out the inside. And here is the Blu-ray set outside of the shrink wrap, of which the front cover is of course the same as the slipcover. But opening this up, we have the art cards there, which we shall look at in a moment. There's the 8 Blu-ray discs on this little spindle kind of piece. And then on the inside, which I greatly do appreciate, we do thankfully have an episode guide for each individual season. One thing to note as well, it looks as though sadly my Blu-ray set suffered a little bit of damage in transit. These really tiny sort of, I guess like peg pieces perhaps, that seemed to be holding this into place just completely snapped off. It wasn't like a swing tray kind of thing, thankfully, which would have been, I guess, more disastrous perhaps, but yeah, little bits of the Blu-ray case sadly sort of sheared off there, but it is what it is. It's no big deal, hasn't affected the integrity of it or anything daft like that. But here are the Blu-ray discs. So we have for Season 1, there is Disc 1 and Disc 2, Season 2, Disc 1 and Disc 2, and then sadly on the rest of the series we lose out on the artwork there, so just plain discs for both Season 3 and Season 4. And lastly we have the art cards there, which are replicating the front covers for each season. So there's the cover for Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4. So that's going to do it for my unboxing video of Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave me a like down below. Let me know in the comments if you own either of these Blu-ray sets in your collection. And for more videos, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
Are you threatening me?